Well, well, well. The German Grand Prix. Welcome everyone to a live stream where we try and recover from from what was. Uh, I don't know how to begin to describe the German Grand Prix. Wow, what a race! What a race! Unbelievable. I can't process all of what we just watched. It was like the Canadian Grand Prix in that it felt long because just so much happened, so many safety cars, so many pit stops, so many changing weather conditions, so many crashes, so many overtakes. My word. I just I can't believe it. Oh my god. Wow. Okay, well, let's just place F1, I guess, and see how we get on. I'm just going to make sure that the tweet's gone out fine. New Twitter, still getting to grips with it. I can't believe it. Okay, I think we're good. Okay, well, say hello, guys, if you're in the stream. I need to get pop out chat. Here we go. And then we can play some F1 and, as I said, try and recover as a group. Hey Melka, Amazon's race today. I can guess what you mean by that. It was, yeah, incredible race. I don't even know where to start. I do not even know where to start. I'm just gonna do some time trial to begin with, just while I gather myself together. Wow, where are we? Germany. What do I do? We'll do some wet as well. My word, I don't know what to say. I don't know. I say we need to talk about the German Grand Prix, but where do you even begin? I can't even pick a favourite moment. I mean, Kvyat getting the podium is obviously incredible. Unbelievable. Oh, God. I mean, last year's was good because of the rain, and Silverstone was obviously also incredible. As was Austria. But I don't know, there's too much, literally too much happened. I'm going to complain, I'm going to be British, literally too much happened in that race. That was just insane. Just can't keep track of it all. Hulkenberg would never be on the podium. Hey, Jack plays. That was a big shame. That was a great talking point, actually. That was a big shame. I really wanted Hulkenberg to get a podium. If you follow me on Twitter, my handle's hopefully down the bottom of the stream. Do go and follow me, but I tweeted about this during the race. I really, really wanted Hulkenberg to get a podium. He so deserves one. He's been such a great driver. Perez has got so many podiums, and they were in the same team for quite a while. And I honestly thought today was Hulkenberg's day when I saw him up in... wasn't he best of the rest at one point? And not to be, just had to make the crash. Fair play, it's his own mistake. A little bit unlucky with how he went off, and then clearly just didn't realise it was going to be such little grip. And actually, I think probably after that happened, I imagine a lot of the teams chose to warn their drivers, like, hey, if you do go wide in the final turn, it's like an ice rink. There is no grip, so be very, very careful, because I think he just wasn't expecting that little grip, was he, Hulkenberg? He went a bit wide. In fact, I'll do it. We'll come on to it. He went a little bit wide, and then sort of was back on the power immediately, just trying to get back on the track as quick as he can, thinking I've made a mistake, but it's still tarmac out here, I'm sure I'll be fine. And then there was just no grip. So he was a very minor mistake. He just sort of ran a little bit deep here, didn't he? Ended up sort of out here, and then here at this point he got back on the power and tried to steer, but that didn't work just because it was just no grip, and he just ended up just washing all the way out here. Poor man. Poor man. Wow. Can't believe it. I was so gutted for him, but actually with the insanity at the end, would have even still been there. The guys on the podium were the guys that pitted very early for slick tyres. I feel like... So we know that Stroll, who wasn't on the podium, pit before the safety car came in. I don't know if Kvyat did. I think Stroll was the only one. I feel like Kvyat just got lucky because he was at the end of the pit lane. A lot like happens in F1. I think he was at the end of the pit lane. Everyone pitted and everyone was kind of holding each other up because, say, if Mercedes pit, they're right at the front. So they would have had to wait for everyone else to go through before they could release their car. So I feel like that must have what happened to Kvyat. Was that he was just lucky because it's the end right to also almost at the end of the pit lane that he just was able to just get released, just found a good gap. And then of course drove great from there once he came out on his slick tyres. But wow, this feels so grippy compared to what we just watched. By the way, this feels like so grippy. There's a lot of sliding obviously, but front end feels really grippy. You don't really get an offline thing in F1 unfortunately. Should be good to see. The game's still too easy on wets. To be fair, I've actually not played it on wets. Hey, I'm going to try and pronounce your name, but I'm going to murder it. I apologise in advance. Sayariu. We're going with that. I don't know. This is my first time playing it on wets, actually, I think. This feels okay. Rear end's quite lively as it is in a dry game. Perfect little example of that. The front does feel a little bit, certainly compared to what we saw today, the front feels really grippy. Basically cruising around. Based God Stroll. Yeah. Stroll was a little bit unlucky, but I mean he was close enough. P4 right in the end. Probably should get the results up in the background. Yeah, I feel like even though I'm not actually that keen on Stroll in all honesty, I feel like I might have preferred Stroll to get the podium just because we've seen Kvyat on the podium before. This is probably a harsh reason to disallow Kvyat at the podium, but great drive from him as well, by the way, at the end there. He was actually pulling away from Stroll, let's not forget that. It wasn't pure luck. Kept on track as well, obviously, no mistakes. All those guys, actually. Correct, I got your name right. I don't know how I've managed to get your name right. That's nothing short of a miracle. It became 1 second. We're just basically cruising around at this point, just trying to recover from what we just watched. I don't even know what it was. It was like it wasn't F1, wasn't it? Insane. And a lot of it was caused by the weather, obviously. Well, you know, vast majority of it was, but it wasn't just that. It was the track layout. Oh, that's wide. I'm surprised no one did that, by the way, that I just did. Still up hugely. Like Vettel did last year. I'm surprised no one did that because there's no margin. But yeah, so it was actually the track, a lot of it. Oh, that's wide. Okay, there's a little less good than I thought. Yeah, because there was just like here, this is where Bottas spun, right? He ran a little bit wide, as Hamilton did. Hamilton got lucky actually to not be retired and just did that. And by the time you do that, there's a barrier right there. I mean, obviously I've got lucky as well there by spinning to the track, which actually in a real late race would have been more dangerous. But look how close this barrier is. Look, there's no room. There's a little bit of runoff, tiny bit of gravel, barrier. So a lot of it's the track. I do actually really like Hockenheim. It's a great track. So it wasn't just the weather that made it a great race, but definitely a huge part of it, wasn't it? And it was just the insanity of it. All the crashes with the safety cars and the... Oh, just wow. Captain ALX, Kvyat to Red Bull. We'll see. Gasly, what an awful race from Gasly, by the way. My God. If you follow me on Twitter, you see my predictions for the race. I predicted a Verstappen win, tick. I predicted one of the Mercedes would crash, tick. And I predicted Gasly podium. Big fat cross. So unfortunately, that was quite right, but it's because he started 4th, and I thought surely if a Mercedes crashes and his team ends up winning, he'll be there somewhere. I didn't predict that level of insanity. Forza Ferrari, this is Formula 1. I know that was a proper race, wasn't it? I mean, that's obviously never going to be the norm. I mean, without, you know, sprinklers every race, but that was insane. Stroll's had a podium for as well. Has Stroll had a podium? When did Stroll have a podium? I don't remember. When did Stroll have a podium? Which race did Stroll have a podium? I don't remember that. It was actually entertaining. I wasn't prepared for this. I'm not paying attention to this driving at all. Almost just wanted Verstappen to go off and Kvyat win for the spectacle. So did I, but I would rather Kvyat win than Vettel win. Oh, would I actually? Vettel's been a bit unlucky recently. Nah, Verstappen deserved it more. Driven an excellent race. Vettel redeemed himself from last year. He definitely did. Well, I actually tweeted during the race, like, what's he playing at? You know, he gained like 6 positions off the start. Then Vettel made no progress after that. He just sort of sat there and chilled. And I was like, what's he playing at? But fair play to him. Once they had the pace at the end there on the dries, he really just pushed it forward. He had the actual last laugh, a long term at that one. Yeah, great race from him. Bottas needed to mash the gas just for 2 seconds. Yeah, it's one of those, isn't it? Some drivers would have recovered that bit better, but you can never rely on what to do in those situations. It's just a lot of it is luck, and yeah, he might mash the throttle, that might have worked, but then it also might have sent him into the barrier even harder, or sent him back onto the track and taken out, you know, his teammate or something. So you can never say, oh, he could have done this. That's the benefit of hindsight. When you're actually travelling at 100 and whatever miles an hour, heading towards a barrier, it's easier said than done, isn't it? Wow. Baku, of course, that's where Stroll got his podium. Baku 2017. Thanks to Nemesis 101 and Frostals for telling me that. And it looks like it says Fuckzek 1. Where Bottas overtook on the line for second. Oh yeah, oh no. I've done a Vettel. Luckily this is a game and I can get away with it. Marco, WTF did I just watch, fam? By the way, hello. Hey man, I still don't know. It's going to take me 3 to 5 working days to process that. That was insane. I still don't know what we just watched. What even was it? Captain ALX back again. Kimi also had a decent race. He defended well. Yeah, I was a little bit disappointed with Kimi in the end because he did have a good race. But you know, that little mistake, a lot of people make mistakes. It's hard. You can't push him too harshly. But he was up to P. Was he in third after the start or fourth? One of them. I think he was up to fourth, wasn't he, after the start? And you know, so with such experience, I was seriously impressed with him still. Kimi did an amazing job, but you know, with such experience, you'd expect that sort of person to be right up there. Few too many mistakes, I think, really from him. He probably won't be that happy with his race performance. I mean, clearly, Toro Rosso was on the podium. Anyone could have got a podium today with the right driving and the right bit of luck with strategy. Can you now do a Charles? But the Charles one was weird, wasn't it? Charles was quite unlucky, actually, I have to say. Hamilton got a little bit luckier. I think Hamilton just went in and managed to get slightly more to the apex than Charles did. So Hamilton was able to just be a bit further on and just glance barrier and keep the momentum up, whereas Charles stopped dead. And I will do a Charles though, but it's not going to be the same because these barriers don't absorb like they do in real life. Andy Tomo, my brain is so saturated after that Grand Prix. I think everyone's is. I don't think anyone's. This is what Charles just sort of ran deep, didn't he? And just then here, just no grip, skated into the wall, bam, and that was it. And just couldn't get it going again. But see, like, these barriers don't absorb you. Hamilton did what I just did, basically, glance off the barriers. Of course, he came back across. Let's talk about that for a second. So is there a bollard in this game? There's no bollard in this game. Okay, well, I'm going to come back quickly. That didn't work. Oh, by the way, I'd like to see the game make this bit a lot slippier with that race in mind. So Hamilton was sort of here, glanced the barrier, came back across, couldn't get to the bar. Where even am I? Oh, he was actually a bit further down. Sort of came to here. He did look harsh right now. Can I do that in the game? Don't know what the button is. He looked harsh right to make sure he wasn't coming across anyone, and then came across, missed the bollard. But I don't agree with his penalty personally, actually, because what else was he supposed to do? His alternatives, right? Okay, people were saying he made a mistake. Fair enough, he made a mistake. I'm not going to argue with that. He definitely made a mistake. You know, fair play. You can't just get away with it just because you made the mistake. But what was he supposed to do? His alternatives, right? Come back on the track. His alternative was to do this, come back against the flow of traffic, and then turn into the pit lane. But I've done a bad example there, but you get the point. Or to carry on around the lap. Back against the track is a huge no-no. That could even lead to disqualification. Obviously, it's very dangerous. Coming around the track again, he had a puncture. Did he have a puncture? I don't know if he had a puncture or not. He could have had broken suspension for all he knew at this point. He didn't know the damage to his car. Could have had broken suspension. Could have easily had a puncture. Definitely had wing damage. He probably didn't even know at this point. And that would have been more dangerous. You know, come around the first turn there with a broken front wing, bits coming flying off into the driver's eyes behind. People were saying rules is rules, and I do agree most of the time with that. But in this case, like, surely he's basically recovering from a crash there. I mean, surely at some point common sense has got to come into it, and you've got to go, well, fair enough. You know, take an example. If someone accidentally slid sideways into the pit wall, the start of the pit wall, someone slid sideways into that, but slow enough that they're able to recover. Would you expect them to then reverse onto the track and then carry on? No, you wouldn't. You would expect them to drive forward into the pit lane, and that would be the same thing. Technically, miss the barrier, but he's recovering from a crash. Hamilton was doing the same thing. Granted, he did have the option to go around again. This other guy potentially didn't, but I didn't agree. As it turns out, he probably wouldn't have got any points at the end anyway. So it's a bit of a moot point, but. Hulkenberg, Siggy Riggy. Hulkenberg had a good race until the thing happened. He did have a good race until the thing happened. So disappointing, wasn't it? Just unlucky with how slippy it was. Nemesis 101. Kimi, the reason why Alfa Romeo is almost overtaking Renault in the Constructors' Championship. Absolutely, solely Kimi. And actually, I was one of those guys that didn't usually rate Kimi. I rated him reasonably when he was at Ferrari, but not that highly. But he's been incredible since, hasn't he? Since moving to Alpha. I mean, just really shown what experience does, and actually that he was a great driver. Just that Vettel is pretty special. Hulk could have been on the podium, Marco. I know. Tell me about it. I wanted that so badly, so badly. Vicalicious, I'm just going to show you a comment. Oh, I've lost it now. I think it's a bit sad that Max got the driver of the day. Vettel went 20th to second. Yeah. I think probably Vettel would have been a bit more deserving, but then Max did drive almost perfect race. That one quick spin. Vettel was very meh for most of the race. You know, he had a much faster car than the cars around him, and he was at one point he was losing time to Kimi Räikkönen ahead of him. Like, come on, you've got a better car than Kimi. So yeah, I think arguably Kvyat. I know he was similarly at the end, but he also made no mistakes. He didn't have the car to be up there, but was up there anyway. So potentially Kvyat could have been up there. Sainz 1.4 off podium, yes. Flinty 360. Let's not forget about Sainz. I always keep an eye on them because he was one of the ones that could have got a podium if it all went a bit wrong ahead of him. Very, very close. But McLaren have had good form lately, so that would have been less of a surprise than Toro Rosso getting it. But yeah, that was incredibly close as well. They still got, what do they get? 4th, 5th? Quite close in the end. Well, quite a lot of points in the end, I mean. Vicalicious. Vettel made a mistake in Canada and got a penalty for it. Yeah, he did, but that was different. That was I did feel he just about deserved his penalty on that in that case, his Canadian penalty, rejoined the track unsafely. But it was marginal, but it was for me it was like a 55-60% decision, so pretty marginal. And my friend Matt from WTF1 made a good point that when they're that marginal, don't give a penalty. Only give a penalty if you're short, and I completely agree with that. As much as I thought he was just on the side of getting a penalty, if it's marginal, just don't do it. So fair enough. I'm having to lean forward because the chat's not very big. I'll potentially just zoom the chat in a sec. Last race, Vettel crashed with Max just after the pit lane and drove the whole lap. Yeah, you can't go backwards on the track. But I don't even know if he could have got through, could he? To the pit lane from there? He might have actually had to go backwards to get to the pit lane from there, to be fair. That part of the track is like ice. I know, it was so much like ice, wasn't it? They were saying because it was a drag strip, but it was crazy. With slicks, they had no grip at all. With the wets, they had a little bit of grip, but not a lot. Gasly's seat is surely under serious threat now. Greater badass YGO. Yeah. I mean, I don't think they'll judge it just on that race because he has started to come into form. He was only, what, a 10th off Verstappen. Very close in quali, just didn't get it together in the race. But it was a crazy race. You can't judge any driver on that race, man. Come on. I do think he's not been deserving of his seat so far. I think give him another couple of races, normal races, dry races, I think we might hopefully see him improve a bit. Let's not forget how good Verstappen is as well. Verstappen's crazy good, so he's got a bit of a baptism of fire, to be fair to Gasly. But yeah, I think he needs to up his game hugely. That's a bit deep. Yep, just get on the power to recover it. Didn't work. Andy Tomo again. They should remove Paul Ricard instead of Hockenheim. Any mistakes will cost you dearly. Yeah, exactly. Paul Ricard's just one of those tracks. Just got infinite runoff. I hate it. And it's just not a good track. I don't enjoy racing it either. It's not good for overtaking. I don't like Paul Ricard. He has still lost less with his penalty than if he went the whole lap, which is pretty fair around. Yeah. True. He probably would have lost more than 5 seconds if he went around with a broken wing. Hamilton, that is. Albon had a good race. He has some good battles, but that contact at the end with Gasly almost ruined his race. Yeah, that's true. Albon, where was he? Because I think both Toro Rossos were in the points, or did he get damage from that? I didn't really register that. Gasly just had an awful race, didn't he? I don't know what. But by the way, into that corner, earlier in the race, I think it was Raikkonen and Vettel. I think it was Vettel. And Raikkonen, they were more or less side by side. Raikkonen was slightly ahead on the outside. He just cut straight across Vettel, and I was like, oh, I actually squirmed a bit in my seat. I went, oh my god, Kimi. How am I 2 seconds up? I'm fully cruising. I fully squirmed because it was so tight, and fair play. This is just two very experienced racers just going at it. Kimi knew what he was going to do. Vettel predicted it well and avoided the crash, but Kimi just cut him off. Fair play to Kimi. Great racing. I think the saddest DNS were Leclerc and Hulkenberg. Yeah, that's probably fair. Oh, wide again. Stop doing that. Let's allow my lap somehow, though. We're down anyway. Yeah, that's true. Leclerc was hugely sad, wasn't it? I mean, everybody wants Leclerc to get a win. He's been deserving of multiple wins. And just hasn't had any. Oh, no. Oh, no. Oh, 1.5 seconds up. You can tell we're just cruising. Albon was P6. Yeah, see, great racing boat from him too. Let's not forget that. Who would they replace though? That's the thing. If they got rid of Gasly, who would they put in there instead? That's the question. Because, you know, Kvyat sort of had his chance. They've clearly given him a bit of a second chance. They put him in Toro Rosso. But oh, way too early. Who would they put in? Would they give Albon a shot? Would they think give Kvyat another shot? There was some rumours they were going to replace him with someone outside of Formula 1, but surely they'll replace him with one of the Toro Rosso drivers. That's the point. Oh, that's annoying. 4 seconds up. We're paying slightly more attention this lap. Toro Rosso jumped Renault in the constructors. That must hurt. Really? Toro Rosso now ahead of Renault in the constructors. Wow. That shows the power of having a one-off good result rather than just consistently getting P6, P7, P8-ish. That's insane. Toro Rosso. That is mental. Right. Let's put in some sort of... Oh, I'm about to say half decent lap. Then we did a big corner cut. Kvyat should replace Gasly. First of all, he's better, more experienced than Gasly and Albon. Yeah. He is, but he's had his shot and clearly, and he got removed early, so... Should it be Kvyat? Has he kind of had his shot and that's it now, or... Don't know. I don't know. I think, you know, as Brundle said during commentary, I think what Red Bull really want is for Gasly to get his stuff together. I'll say, because it's just easier for them, and I think Brundle was spot on with that. It's just if he can just get his stuff together, then that's just the best thing for everyone really, apart from whoever will replace him. No. Look, 4.3 up. I need to concentrate. Just do one lap, which is that's half decent. RP Bottas at Mercedes, Iceman 14. You know what? You made a great point. There's a lot of rumours at the minute, isn't there? And Mercedes have said they're going to give Bottas till August. So I wonder who they will put in next year. Will it be Bottas? Will it be Ocon? Bottas drove a good race. Yes, okay, he obviously crashed, so that bit wasn't good. But other than that, if I managed to that corner. Other than that, he drove a pretty good race. He was ahead of Hamilton. He didn't make a mistake like Hamilton did, apart from until his fatal mistake. So Bottas did drive well up until that point. He probably would have been a comfortable second. Mind you, he did get stuck behind Stroll quite a lot, didn't he? So I don't know. Personally, if I was in that seat, I would give Ocon a chance. I think Ocon's a great talent. Oh no! Wow, I should get slowed down anyway. We locked up. But, you know they can count on Bottas to be pretty good. Yes, okay, he isn't on Hamilton's level. I think that's quite clear now. Not over the course of the whole season, certainly. But they know he's decent. They know he's better than Gasly. You know, they could have with the Gasly on the hand, but then Ocon has had his chance in F1 and has proved that he is pretty good as well. So I'm just going to concentrate for a sec, just because I actually want to get a half decent lap in. So now 5 seconds up on our previous. Screwed off way too much speed through there, didn't we? 5.7 up just with a bit of concentration. Wow. That's a lot of time. Well, I wonder what's this on leaderboards. 96th, top 100. Yeah, so will Ocon replace Bottas? That's certainly up for debate, isn't it? Just catch up some of these comments. Vicolus? Sainz is 7 points away from Gasly in the constructors currently, I believe. In the drivers, you mean? Sainz is 7 points from Gasly. Wow, Sainz in a McLaren and Gasly in a Red Bull. At this stage, I was going to say I feel like they're committed for Gasly for the rest of the season, but we're not even. Are we halfway through the season yet? If we are, we're not by much. So will Gasly get replaced by in this season? I think if he has I think they'll give him until the summer break. When's the summer break? Probably soon, isn't it? Or is it summer break now? I don't know. It's hard to call that one. I think, yeah, obviously Gassie's form currently isn't good enough. Captain Alex again. Kvyat proved himself today, but also Albon had some great battles, and difficult to see who is going to replace Gasly. Maybe after Hungary, we'll see. Yeah, after Hungary's the summer break, isn't it? So I think we'll see. I think if he was less than a tenth off Verstappen, Gasly. Let's not forget that. He's found an awful lot of pace. Didn't have a good race, but it was such a manic race. We'll give him another race or two, as I said earlier. That's a good point. Something like that, I don't know. Says he got fired because Red Bull had to keep Verstappen. Presumably you're talking about Kvyat. Yeah, and also just because he wasn't performing. But I feel like he was still performing better than Gasly is now. That's a good point. And obviously, yeah, they're gonna want to keep Verstappen. Marco, Gasly's Toro Rosso Red Bull just announced. I'm gonna assume with a 95% confidence that that's not true. Yeah, just said yeah. I'm kidding. Not gonna announce that straight after a race. Fatalist Slayer 1. Kvyat was decent at Red Bull and outscored Ricciardo in 2015. His mistakes in early 2016 were just used to get Verstappen into the Red Bull. He deserves another chance. That's true. Like I said, he wasn't as bad as Gasly, was he? When he was in Red Bull. Yeah. Delicious. Bottas crashed, but Hamilton crashed twice or spun at the same place as Bottas as well. That's true. Yeah, I think Hamilton just got lucky today. Awful race from Hamilton. I mean, he had the pace in the wet, just then made two quite big mistakes. Also, I noticed as well, I was watching on the map, Hamilton actually didn't catch up with the safety car train before the safety car restarted. He was a few seconds back from the Williamses, who were a few seconds back from the pack, so that's why he ended up 11th. He would have got a point, I think, without that, but he didn't deserve it, let's be honest, today. Did not deserve it. Greater Badass, YGO again. Pretty sure Williams were the only team to have a trouble-free race. Yeah, I know, but they were still right at the back, weren't they? All that insanity. Toro Rosso on a podium, Williams is still at the back. Unbelievable. I couldn't believe that. Sure, why didn't they... They sort of did take risks by leaving both cars out in the first stop. But, like, why would you just edge your bets? Every single time, edge your bets. Just bring someone in. Do something. Like, surely. Like, all they need is 1 point. Well, that's not all they need. They want way more, but... Come on. They just weren't doing anything. I feel like the strategists just given up at Williams a little bit. Williams is slow, so they can't make mistakes. Yeah, they're going half as speed as everyone else. That was for Attacker. DavQuest would have loved to see Hamilton finish behind the Williams. I don't think that was ever going to happen. His car's, what is it? Something like 2.5 seconds a lap quicker in the dry. Probably even quicker in the wet because he's got more downforce. So I doubt that would have happened. Picolis again. Williams within spitting distance of points this race. P12 and P13. Is that where they finished? Yeah, but, you know, the next car ahead of them was Hamilton. I know he didn't make a few mistakes, but they were unlikely to be able to overtake him. So they just never put themselves in a position to score any points. They just never did anything different. You know, like. Oh wow, whisper. Ooh, where does this go? Didn't know there was a bit of track there. Yeah, Williams just never put themselves in a position. It's just like a mini circuit. They never put themselves in a position like they did with Stroll, like Force India or Racing Point did with Stroll. They pitted before the safety car came in. They put themselves in a position. They were near the back. In fact, they did that because Stroll was with the Williamses, funnily enough. They thought we've got nothing to lose. Let's whack him on slicks, hope for the best. And it just didn't work. Oh, it did work for him, obviously. He ended up, was it 4th? And Williams just did nothing. They just copied what everyone else did. I mean, come on. Come on. You're at the back. This is the sort of race you should be doing something a bit different. I was really disappointed with them. Chelsea FC, do you think Bottas crashing out in races like this might be used as an excuse to put Ocon into the Mercedes that Red Bull did? I think Mercedes... Red Bull Helmut Marko, the guy who looks after the Red Bull young drivers team, he's known as being particularly savage. So Mercedes aren't like that. Mercedes are very calculated. Mercedes won't use one result. But, let's face it, Bottas Okay, actually now he is about a win off Hamilton, about 25 points-ish off Hamilton. Oh no, no he's not. No he's not. That was if he finished on the podium. That was live championship numbering. He's way more than that now. He's not been terrible. You know, he's not been on Gasly's level. Bottas has been okay. So at the minute, that's all Mercedes need. They've got a car advantage. All they need is someone to bring home the points to give them the Constructors' Championship. Hamilton's going to be their number one driver for a while, unless someone can come in and challenge that. All Mercedes need is a solid number 2, really. So I think they quite like it. I think they quite liked it with Rosberg as well, until he suddenly bucked his ideas up in 2016. So I don't think they'll use that one incident as an excuse. I think there is a solid possibility they will put Ocon in, but they have to decide that Bottas really isn't good enough. I think they know Bottas now isn't on Hamilton's level. I think they think Ocon could be closer, but do they want to disturb the team dynamic if it's working for them and they're getting Constructors' Championships? No, absolutely not. So he'll have to be quite bad, I think, for them to stop him. That's what I think. Too deep. Some more comments instead of trying to go quick. Nathan Danak, he actually might get points. Alpha are under investigation. Possible disqualification. What for? I should have the race results and the news up, really. What has Ocon done to deserve a seat at Mercedes other than have Toto Wolff as his manager? Ocon was a great driver. When he was in Force India, he was challenging Perez, wasn't he? I can't remember if he outscored Perez or not, but he was certainly right there with him. And Perez is, you know, a good driver. He's been there for a number of years. He actually only lost his seat. You're saying that he'd only get a Mercedes seat because Toto Wolff's his manager. That's not entirely true, because he's a Mercedes young driver. That's why he's there. But he only lost his seat to Perez because Perez is one of the backers of the team at Force India at the time. So your point's not entirely valid. Fabricio Perez says Lewis, and there's loads of laughing emojis and a little waving emoji. Object competition, yes, Vettel, yeah, absolutely. Vettel did drive a great race. I have to take my hat off for doing fair play. Vamos, gracias Max y Vettel y Kvyat. I kind of speak some Spanish. That means like go on, come on. Thank you Max and Vettel and Kvyat. What? Just because they beat Mercedes? When was the last time Mercedes were off both podium positions? By the way, was it Spain when Hamilton and Rosberg collided, or has it been more recently than that? Does anyone know? Greater Badass, Raikkonen and Giovinazzi under investigation over abnormal race start data. Potentially breaches... Oh, I don't know these articles. Okay. That's interesting. Wonder what that's about. Let's just shed light on Stroll's P4 today. Yeah, fair play to Stroll. Good race from him. Bit of a shame he wasn't able to get the podium, but he defended well against Bottas, actually, didn't he? Wasn't able to keep Ferrari behind. They got much better straight line speed. The driver must... So this is the Sauber investigation, sorry, the Alfa Romeo investigation I'm being told. I'll double check this in a sec. They're investigated because of abnormal race start data. It revolves around the driver must drive the car alone and unaided. Article 9 involves the regulations around the transmission of the cars. So it's to do with the race start. So, okay. That almost sounds like some sort of launch control type thing. Obviously not, that's very extreme, but some very minor level. Lem, aren't you uncomfortable leaning forwards that far? It's not great, but it's also not bad. I should just zoom the chat, hang on. It would be easier, wouldn't it, than leaning forward the whole time. Hey, I can see everyone a bit easier now. Although I can see less chat, but that's alright. I will try and stop leaning backwards, because it wasn't that fun. Oh, I'm really hot. I might have to turn my aircon on in a minute, but it's just quite noisy. I don't know how I'm hot already. So I'm going to just quickly check the news, because that would be interesting if Sauber are under investigation. Nothing on motorsport.com yet. I'm guessing you got this from Twitter or somewhere. Yeah, I can see Andrew Benson, who's the BBC Sport editor. Race start data of both Alfa Romeos, which finished 7th and 8th, found not being in compliance with Article 27.1 of the sporting regulations, which is the driver must drive the car alone unaided, referred to the stewards. So, wow. So, according to that wording by Andrew Benson, that's a fact. They have been found not in compliance. And if that's a fact, then they will get some sort of penalty. Will it be disqualified? Will it be a time penalty? I'm just going to see how far back they were, how far people were behind them. If Lewis gets points from that, people go on about Lewis's luck. I don't entirely believe it myself, but that would be insane luck. How do I get the race results up? Sorry, I know you guys can't see this, but I'm just browsing the web. It's nothing exciting. This is German. This is German Grand Prix. So the Alfa Romeos finished 12.2 seconds, and 13.8 seconds back from the lead, respectively. And Hamilton was only 19.6. So if they only get 5-second penalties, Hamilton won't score anything. The Haases will gain. Hamilton will score nothing still, if they only get 5-second penalties. If they get anything more than that, Hamilton will score at least 1 point. Interesting. This was Mercedes' worst F1 weekend in the hybrid era. You could argue that Spain was worse just because they both retired, but yeah, I mean, at least in Spain they had the pace. They didn't necessarily have the pace today, did they? Using some logic here. So Ocon finished behind Perez last year across the season. Stroll is currently ahead of Perez this season. So Stroll is better than Perez, who's better than Ocon. Stroll to Mercedes confirmed. I like that. Jensen89, hello. Could the championship still be open now? If Red Bull and Honda bring new updates, they could win more races. They could. It's unlikely, isn't it? I mean, Mercedes has just got such a lead. And let's not forget, they've not exactly got a bad car. I've been impressed with Red Bull, in particular Honda, and I run hashonda1yet.com. And I updated it again today, and I've announced that I'm going to retire the site because it's not it was an old joke anyway, but now in particular it's going to become commonplace that Honda are going to win because they've done a great job, hugely better than when they were powering McLaren. If the Alfa Romeo cars get disqualified, Kubica will get 1 point. I missed that. I was concentrating on Hamilton. Silly of me. They will. So if the Alfa Romeos both get disqualified, Williams will score 1 point, and it will be Robert Kubica that gets the point. Wow. Lem, just thinking of your pull back, I couldn't see it like that for long. I'm still leaning forward. It's bigger now, but I just want to be closer to the chat. Marco saying, my fantasy team for this race was Vettel, Ricciardo, Leclerc, Norris, Perez. Rest in peace. Well, Vettel wasn't good. Ricciardo retired early, mechanical failure. Leclerc obviously hit the wall. Norris obviously... What happened to Norris? Did he hit the wall? No, he had a mechanical, didn't he? He retired. Perez... Did he hit the wall? Perez hit the wall, didn't he? Nathan Danak saying, but Hamilton's also still under investigation for an incident under the safety car. He is, but I feel like that must have been the same lap that he had his incident with the wall. Like, surely, if it's in that sector, it was so wet. Like, surely, I might be wrong, but it seemed... So I don't think anything will come of that. Chelsea FC, Max will surely win the championship in 5 years. In the next 5 years, I think that's quite likely, isn't it? Red Bull are coming back into form again, but they do this every year. The last couple of years, they've come back into form towards the end of the season, and then by the start of the next season, they're miles off it again. It's quite weird. They seem to develop new cars that aren't quite on it at the beginning of the season. But I mean, Max is clearly a huge talent. There's no doubt about that. Jensen89, true, but Max has a chance at Hungary and Singapore as well, undoubtedly. And Honda aren't far behind, you know. Race trim, Honda are not far behind now. In qualifying trim, they're still a little way behind, but in race trim, where you get the points, they're not far behind. So I think as long as it's not a full-on power circuit, like Monza or Spa, I reckon they'll be alright. Hungary, definitely a great shout. Singapore, definitely a great shout. Suzuka, maybe? That's not a full-on power circuit. There's quite a few of them that Red Bull could have a great chance at. Also, Ferrari, by the way, I expected Mercedes to dominate this, but qualifying, Ferrari were looking like they were on for pole, so that surprised me. Red Bull now have the same number of wins as Ferrari in the hybrid era. Do they really? 7 each for Verstappen and Ricciardo, 13 for Vettel and 1 for Raikkonen. Wow, Very one-sided. Interesting. So both Ferrari and Red Bull have got 14 wins each in the hybrid era. That's interesting, isn't it? Because we very much pinned our hope on Ferrari beating Mercedes the last couple of years. But Red Bull are right there. Interesting. What is more interesting is that Red Bull have won 2 races this season now and Ferrari have won none. With the Honda engine. I mean, who saw that coming? Marco, just everyone prayed Leclerc win a race this season. Tell me about it. I don't think there's anyone that watches F1 that doesn't want Leclerc to win a race. He's clearly a big talent, potentially Verstappen style, incredibly naturally talented guy, and just just been quite unlucky. I mean, this today it was his fault. He made a mistake, hit the wall. You can't really argue with that, but he has been so unlucky. He definitely deserves a win at some point. So. Spare Shield on Twitter. This is through the Alfa Romeos are under investigation. If you're just joining us for something on the start, you have to drive the car completely yourself, unhelped by anyone else. And the Spare Steward, who's the guy that used to run the Charlie Whiting account, the sort of fake Charlie Whiting is what used to be on Twitter until unfortunately Charlie passed away. So he's now the Spare Steward. He put, according to Crofty, their drivers, the Alfa Romeo drivers, may have been given guidance during the formation lap that is offside, maybe clutch related. So I think that is it, isn't it? You're no longer to get instructions from your team about clutches on the formation lap. Interesting. I mean, we're not going to get a result on that soon. Mind you, are we? If it's a cut and dry, they broke the regulations. All the stewards have to decide is what penalty we're going to give them, and it'll be in the book. There'll be guidance on that. It'll be, if you broke this rule, you get disqualified, and that may well be the case. Wow. Sorry, I know you guys are just watching a screen here. I'm trying to could potentially just show you the browser, but never mind. Oh, you're PS4 White. No, I'm on PC. I just use a Logitech Driving Force GT, which has got PlayStation controls. Chelsea FC, I feel like Ferrari is stuck. I do too. I think, they all just seem to blame the guy at the top, don't they? And just get a new team principal in and hope that that'll do something for them. Don't know how to explain it. Whenever they get close, they just lose ground. Yeah. Ferrari this season, though, it's been their own fault. There's been a few mechanical failures. Qualifying yesterday being a good example. I'm sure they would have been right there without the mechanical failures from yesterday. Bahrain, the engine blew up when Leclerc was looking like a comfortable win. Whoa. They've had quite a few mechanicals, and strategy's not been good, has it? They've just forgotten about Leclerc in a few races. That could have helped them. Ferrari, they're just dropping the ball as a team. It's weird. The drivers are driving pretty well. Leclerc did make a mistake today, but the drivers collectively have not made many mistakes. Leclerc has made more than anyone else. More than Vettel, I mean. He had that big mistake in Baku qualifying where he's looking on for pole. Jensen 89. Leclerc makes the mistakes Verstappen made in the beginning as well. He'll get better with experience. Yeah, absolutely. Let's not forget it's Leclerc's only second season. I don't think anyone's necessarily expecting him to get a win, and sad when he's not. Not like we're pressuring Gasly, because it's just different, isn't it? It's totally different because he's actually outperforming Vettel, a 4-time world champion. And he has mostly been unlucky. He should have won a race or two. He's been unlucky. Come on, stop sliding! God damn you, car! Rataka, are you doing some open lobbies later on? Yeah, absolutely. I think I just wanted to debrief from that race a bit, just recover some of my my brain that I just lost in that race, because it's just cloudy in there at the minute. I don't know what I've just watched. I'm in shock still. So I will certainly be doing some online races soon. Yeah, this is just really just a temporary thing, just so while we can have a chat about what we just watched. Marco, I just want Bottas to win some of the next race just so we can get a battle for the championship. Yeah, that would be good. But then again, Bottas, I just don't think he's up to it. Bottas just is not Hamilton's level. What was it in qualifying yesterday? 3/10? I don't think Bottas is up to it. He's just not on Hamilton's level. Even if we now reset their points back to both Mercedes drivers on equal points, realistically, Hamilton is just going to beat Bottas. I think. I just don't think he's up to it. You know, and Rosberg did beat Hamilton a few years ago, but let's not forget Rosberg was never. Wow, Rosberg was never a million miles away from Hamilton. I'm not saying Bottas is, but Rosberg was always pressuring him. He did lose out, but it was always by small margins, and he was always pressuring him through the races. You know, whereas Bottas just doesn't. Bottas's quali pace can be quite close to Hamilton. Bottas's race pace is never as good as Hamilton's. He's so often finished like 20 seconds behind Hamilton, and you're like, how have you lost 20 seconds to your teammate? Like, that's so much in race stream in a top car. Really, great badass. Williams are the only team to have both cars finish. What was further down there was? Williams are the only team to have both cars finish every race so far this season. If only the car wasn't so slow. Actually, wasn't looking at the screen for that corner. Yes, that's interesting. So reliability is clearly there, just not the pace at all. GG just caps. F1 Germany 2019, the best. I don't think anyone is going to argue with that. And actually, let's talk about that. Was that the best race ever? It's such a huge thing to say when the sport's had 1,008 races. Was that the best ever? I think the only thing that holds it back is the fact that a title wasn't on the line. You know, I think back to Brazil 2008, which I know will be a sore memory for people who aren't Hamilton fans out there, but when Hamilton won the championship on the last lap of the race, and that was also you know, a weather-affected race, and I think as an isolated race, it was wow, full spin, not quite. As an isolated race, it was right up there as one of the best ever. I think purely because it wasn't a championship deciding race. Does that hold it back, or do we not care about that? Let me know what you think. GG, yeah, Williams could get 9th and 10th. Yeah, that's if Hamilton gets penalty, which I think is unlikely. But yeah, we mentioned as well that Alfa Romeo are in fact under investigation for potentially aiding their drivers on the formation lap. Rataka, my brain couldn't handle that race. I know, I was just in shock as well. Not pay attention still. We could have post-race penalties, not over yet, absolutely. Bottas should be looking more over his shoulder than at the championship right now. Max is right on him. Yeah, true. Where is he in the standings, actually? I'm just going to have a quick look at where Bottas now is in the drivers' standings. So Hamilton is now on 223 points, no more as yet. We'll see what happens. Bottas still on 184 points, no points for either of those, of course. Verstappen is now just 22 points back from Valtteri Bottas. That's not a lot, but you know, the real one we care about is how far back is from Hamilton. So I'm just going to check my Twitter, make sure that Alfa Romeo haven't been given a penalty yet. Nothing I can see yet. Everyone seems to get Vettel as a 4-time world champion. Yeah, absolutely. Nathan Danak, I said 20 seconds. Yeah, I did say 20 seconds is a lot in race trim for Bottas to lose over Hamilton, and you've mentioned that Gasly sometimes loses a lap. Yeah, I mean, Gasly is clearly nowhere near good enough. I think there's no doubt his current form is clearly nowhere near good enough. But, you know, let's not forget we're talking about Bottas potentially keeping his seat next season in the fastest car. It's different apples and oranges, really, isn't it? Just a quick catch from the comments. Throwback to Australia when Hamilton finished 20 seconds behind Bottas. Yeah, I mean, it does happen the other way, no doubt, but it's the consistency of it. When Hamilton's behind Bottas, he's almost always right on him. When Bottas is behind Hamilton, he's often just losing time bit by bit by bit and just falling back. When are you playing lobbies most of the time, Alex? I'll join sometime. Well, like I said, I'll be doing some shortly. I really just want to yeah, I'm just not concentrating on the game at the minute. We're too busy having a chat about the race, so I'll do another 3 laps on this. We'll see if we can beat my time, and then we'll jump doing some online. Canada 2011 was the best, Marco. Yes, this was the second best. Canada 2011. There's no doubt that was a great race. Longest ever. Will stand as the longest ever. I think with that though, there were so many stoppages. Yeah, in hindsight, you think back and think that was a great race, and it was a great race. But there were so many stoppages with Canada 2011 that actually, when you're watching it, it was just like, oh, can we get racing? We've been sat here waiting for an hour, sort of thing. Whereas that was non-stop. There was safety cars, but there was no red flags. There was no stopping. It was just constant, and that's why we were all a bit frazzled after the race, like, oh, what just happened? Europe 1999 has been thrown in the hat for the best race ever. Stewart, Prost, Stewart podium, and Minardi getting points. I wasn't watching F1 back then, I'm afraid, so I do not know. This is why I shy away from just saying it was the best, because there's been so many races, 1,008 races. How can you pick a best out of 1,008? One of the best 3 races in the last decade. I think that's undoubted. That's yeah. I mean, obviously Canada 2011 is in there as well. That's guaranteed. GG saying Canada 2011 equals Germany 2019. Interesting. Renault having some awful luck. They're only 3 points ahead of Alpha, 8 points ahead of Racing Point, and now behind Toro Rosso. They are having bad luck, but also as a team, I think strategies and stuff just haven't quite been there. It's not all luck. Second best is Azerbaijan 2017. As dry races go, that one is definitely up there. I think wet weather always just adds so much unpredictability, doesn't it? Hamilton had car damage in Australia. Didn't remember that. Okay, I've sent you a friend request a while back on Steam. I've set up a Dutch league with Mark 2 years ago, so I know you're a good driver. Yeah, I don't tend to accept friend requests on Steam now. Sorry, man. Just because there's a friend limit. I think I was certainly right on the limit, and I used to have to unfriend people. So I now don't really add anyone on Steam unless I definitely know who they are. So apologies for that. But it'll be an open lobby anyway, so you can just join. Right, I'm just going to switch my aircon on quickly. I'm hoping you can't hear it. BRB. Okay, right, let's do a couple of laps. We'll do 2 wet laps and then we'll jump into some online lobbies. How about that? Hopefully you can't hear the aircon too much. It's noisy, but it's just like a fan noise, which is just a constant. So hopefully it's not too bad on the stream. It's not the quietest thing ever, but it was 24 degrees in my room, which is why I'm sweating. Okay, two wet laps and then we'll jump into some online races. Whoa. Full beans in the wet. See if we can beat our time. We should be able to, hopefully. I'm paying full attention. We are now going to pay full attention on trying to beat our previous time. This first time I can't get right though for some reason. Oh wow, amazed that didn't give me a penalty. Better exit though. Not penalty, not mean. Could have braked a little bit later through there. Can't get the power down. We're actually 1,000th up at the end of that first sector. Box gaming. Hey man, I presume this was always Justin when it was box, but I don't know if this is Justin or Miko. The Drive Force GT. Yep, still repping the Drive Force GT. Oh, the aircon is so nice. Oh, it's so hot. See that the guy I'm trying to beat just ran completely off the track then. I'm actually struggling to beat my previous time somehow. Again, how was my lap not disallowed then? So it'll be quite easy to beat my previous lap when I'm actually concentrating. Justin, of course. Hey Justin. Hey, we're doing some online lobbies after this next lap if you want to join. Oh no. Okay, we might have to restart. We'll do one more lap and then we are going to do some online lobbies. Everyone is welcome, of course. I will do a open unranked lobby. Full beans, full beans. Oh, we just floored it just for fun. Again, just floored it mid-slide then just for fun. Losing time though, wasn't a great exit, was it? Too much oversteer. Still up on our previous though. Do we keep in that? Look how much quicker this guy is, he must have a setup. Oh, God, I'm not in first gear, that's why. I was wondering why there was no rotation. Still not far down our previous, we could still beat it. Wheel spin. No. Oh. Don't miss that one up if you haven't. Not a great final sector, but it's good enough. Did manage to beat our time by a solid half a second, that's not bad. So that happens when you actually pay attention. 73rd, that'll do. Right, let's do some online sessions. I still don't have F1 2019. Did you even have F1 2018, Justin? Or 2017 for that matter? We actually did a better, by over a tenth, better final sector than the guy we were against there. Interestingly. All three sectors. Oh no, we did do one slightly better middle sector. Anyway, no one cares. Let's make girlfriend back quickly. We will make the lobby while we do that. And right. Oh, aircon is actually heavenly. It's such a, I don't know how many people are from the UK, but aircon doesn't really exist in the UK. Only the big stores have aircon. Nowhere else has aircon. Open. Okay, lobby should be up, guys. Jump in if you want. How do I load? Host options. Potentially we will start not on F2. We'll start on F1. No qualifying, 3 laps. Random grid. We'll go heavy rain in Germany. I'm going to be Red Bull. I want to be Verstappen. Germany. Let's do it. Just going to tweet this out too. See if there's any news on the whole Alfa Romeo situation while we wait.
What the? What you up there?
I'm going to mute everyone. Sorry, guys. I got Teeny Version in. Recognise that name. Rataka, you in the chat too? Don't recognise any other names unless you've got different names on F1 compared to in the stream. I want to hear this Alfa Romeo news. Few people in, 2 of the same guy. Not sure how that's happened. Wait for a few more people, then we'll jump in. Are we on? I think we're on full wet. We should be on full wet. We are indeed. Heavy rain. Whew. Gonna be spicy. 11 seconds. The two people that just got the same name, was that a glitch? 9 people first race. That's not too bad. You often start with less people. Sorry, I forgot about the chat. Justin, yeah, somehow I've managed to get all the previous ones. Don't think I've paid for an F1 game since like 2015. No. Well, you should message Codemasters, Justin. You are an F1 esports commentator. Ridiculous. I'd love to play F1 right now, but I'm on holiday right now. Well, good thing I'm streaming then. You can just watch. Not as good as playing, granted, but it's not bad. Penalty incoming, you reckon, Marco? Is that a guess, or do you know for sure? Just have a look at my Twitter. Charlotte Clerk just tweeted 1 minute ago, my mistake, a very good race until then, but one mistake is enough. I'm sorry for the team and fans, I'll come back stronger. Tom Bellingham from WTF1 said, we have found the solution to track limits, rain-soaked drag strips. Very true. Anyway, this is getting mental. Oh, hello, you're off the track. Oh, don't hit me. It's quite wide, but we got away with it. Up to P5. Don't know where we started. It wasn't there. I think it was potentially P7. Oh, don't hit me. Oh, someone come very close to hit me then. Fair play to Salfa. That was good. Clever. Oh. Wow. Just as I was about to say that's clever rejoining. 2 people just get taken out. Fly off. Uh-oh. Can people coming? Oh my god, that was close. You saw the arrow let someone went flying off. Very close to get taken out there. I just had to dive to the inside to try and avoid it, even though it was not the ultimate line. Attacker. Don't know if you still got the stream on, but I think he was in the chat earlier. I always find it a bit weird when people race against me and have the stream still on in the background. Like, they can obviously hear me talking about them. I can barely see, you know. Visibility in this is not good. Oh. A bit wide. This costs me some time. Still got 9 people in. Attacker might be quicker than me. Oh, maybe he's got high downforce setup. Or he could just be quicker than me, but I didn't think about that. I just did a standard setup. Oh, I might have fixed setups on actually. Hopefully fixed setups are on. I prefer fixed setups. Oh, he's got the power legs. I wanted to get right on the back of him, but good driver there, Attacker, I have to say, if you are listening. If you're not, you're still a good driver. Oh, line from me. Way too cautious on the throttle there. See if we can keep on high-ers with the rain. You race, I'll keep an eye on the alphas. Good idea, Marco. I like that plan. Yes, do let me know if any penalty news does come in. If they're going out on the F1 account, I'm sure they will. That's wide, Attacker. Definitely got the pace. I should have put higher downforce setup on, shouldn't I? Unless they're fixed setups, as I said. They should be fixed setups, so I'll make sure they are next race. Woo-hoo-hoo-hoo. Pretty slidey there, Attacker. Oh, I tried to cut back under, but I couldn't do it. Didn't have the grip. Last lap.
This is your final lap of the race.
Bit too much speed in that. Slid sideways out of the corner. See if we can defend this position from Attacker. Team Verzen actually is up ahead. Oh no, this is not going to be defendable now. Although he would have probably had to get off the throttle. He has indeed had to get off the throttle and has ended up spinning, trying to go around me and get on the power. That was essentially my mistake that cost him there. Oh no, oh no, oh no. What am I doing? How have I done that on the final lap but not on the previous 2 laps? Hope we're okay. Sure we are. Was it making any more mistakes? See, Verzen, you got some serious pace. Then if you're in the chat or not. Flowing away from me. I mean, the fact that I'm only 4/10 down and having flown straight off the track. Clearly got some more pace in the bag somewhere. Our attacker left. Not happy. There we go. So I ended up half a second up, my best lap on the last lap of the race, despite running seriously deep. I don't like this bit, we have to wait. I guess it's fair, she's on a race. But like now, look, there's only one guy that's still going. Like surely we don't need to wait for him. Race winner, got 2 minutes to wait. It is fixed setup, is it, Johan? I just want to hear this Alfa Romeo news. I know Marco's all over it in the chat. Okay. So we get a few more people in the lobby when we go back out. Johan, you're saying fixed setups. I'm just going to double check there is fixed setups as well. I think we won't do too long of online races. We'll do maybe another 20 minutes. Ah, Justin, 5:45 PM BST announcement, I believe, or for Alfa Romeo. Yep, 5 minutes. 5 minutes till that announcement. It's quite shocking, actually. I wonder why they just suddenly decided that it was okay today. Oh, I bet I know what it was. This was the first race that we've had multiple formation laps. So I bet they forgot that, and they thought the first lap, they thought as soon as, like it used to be, that when you started behind the safety car, there was no formation laps. As soon as you start, that's the race underway. I bet they forgot that it was still a formation lap. The race hadn't started yet, so they were like, we're in race conditions now, we can tell them about clutches. So they did that, and then didn't realise that actually there were still formation laps. I bet that's what happened. I want to do that on F2. Let's do the same thing, but in the dry. Dry F2. Where's fixed setups? Why can't I see fixed setups? Am I being stupid? Starting grid. Car setup fixed. There we go. Oh, there's only 4 people now. Everyone's left. Hopefully get a few more people in. Oh yeah, she's a team. I quite like Russian time. No, I want to be ART. Be Jack Aitken. Hopefully we get a few more people in. 4 is not great for a race. Verstappen, best young driver. I restarted the timer. Sorry everyone. I don't want to start with 4 people. This doesn't feel like much point. Don't know if everyone here's in the stream or what. Come on. Some more people join. Someone left. That's the danger, isn't it? But come on, 4 people. That would just be such a boring race. Kazji, Verstappen, best young driver. I think there's no doubt about that. I think he's definitely up there with Hamilton. I think Hamilton's, you know, one of the best of all time. I think Verstappen's got potential for that. Obviously, he might not be just because. Oh, Johan, your game crashed. There's only 2 people in the lobby now. God's sake. Yeah, Verstappen's yet to prove that, of course. Hamilton's is mostly proved himself. I've been a 5-time world champion, looking like 6 this year. So we'll have to wait and see. There's now literally no one in the lobby. What the hell? Come on. Normally you gain people with each race, not lose 8 people. God damn it. Oh, realistic. That's nothing. People love, for some reason, people love a 1-lap quali. That was very quick. You starting your game, Johan? 1 minute to this announcement, apparently. I'm going to get on Twitter. Hopefully get a few people in the meantime. Come on, where's this Alfa Romeo news? Lando Norris just tweeted, unbelievable, Jeff. That was it. Strong tweet. Oh, come on, why does no one want to do F2 on Germany? We just watched the German GP. Surely people want to drive around Germany now. F2 cars are great fun. Where did you hear, I don't know if Justin used to in the stream, where did you hear that it's going to be 6:45 UK time? They were going to announce it. Because they don't normally announce when they're going to announce a penalty. They just make their mind up and then announce it, don't they? There's still not even an article on motorsport.com. They're normally pretty on it. Come on, some more people join. It's literally just going to be a 1v1 at the moment. Why is nobody joining? What the hell? I've got to open, haven't I? Yeah, open. Where is everyone? Why does nobody want to do GP2? Should I change it from GP2? Maybe everyone hates GP2 for some reason. Right, we'll go back to F1. Fine. See if people start joining now. I don't know how many people are online. Can I see how many people are online from here? I don't think I can. It's probably not that many. I wouldn't be online right now if I after that race if I wasn't streaming. Oh, okay. They got summoned to the stewards at 1:45. Yeah, that's exactly what you just said. So yeah, we'll get a result for a little while yet. Fair enough. Ah, this is rubbish. I'm just going to leave and see if there's many other lobbies. After the Hungarian GP, I'll get the Games Weekend race. Yeah, on PC, of course. Okay, that'd be good. There's a few people online. Can we not see how many people are online? Does it not tell you anywhere? It's a bit rubbish. There's enough lobbies. Like, there's 11 people in this lobby, look. Italian lobby, by the looks of it. 11 out of 22. 16 out of 22 in that one. That's the problem as well, is when you don't have many people in your lobby, no one joins. Like, I'm not going to join this lobby with one other person, am I? Why would I do that? I'm always going to join a busier lobby like that one. France! Why are so many people in the French lobby? It's the worst track ever. And again! What? Why is everyone driving the Paul Ricard? Australia, that's boring as well. Let's see if we'll let us join this. But they've already started. Yep. They're in quali. Oh no. Have they started? They haven't started, right? No, I don't think they have. This will do. I do like Austria a lot. 15 drivers. Okay, we'll do maybe 2 races in this lobby and then we'll call it quits on this stream. I mainly just wanted to come on and just sort of recover from whatever we just watched. It's just what even was that race? Wow. Oh, I need to pick a driver, team rather. Why is nobody Toro Rosso? If you don't pick a team, do you even get to start the race, by the way? I don't even know that. Okay, 2 more races, and then we'll call it quits. Someone's called Ferrari Strateg. Ah, Team version. Yeah, and you made it into this one too. It's good. Okay. Is this one-shot quali? I think it was one-shot quali. Yeah, yes indeed. T.R. Martin tweeted 2 hours ago, "This is amazing, not even half distance. Can we finally see Nico Hulkenberg on the podium?" I couldn't believe that. When we were halfway through, I was like, what? How is this only halfway through? Tom, you must just get a random team. Yeah, I reckon so too, but I'm not 100%. Right, okay. We're in Toro Rosso, of course we are. After that amazing podium. Oh, I hope that there's equal performance. Be surprised if there isn't. Done quite a few laps on this this track, mainly in GP2 though. I hate the exit there. So difficult to not get any wheel spin. The F21 cars were so amazing compared to the F2 cars. That's what this game does quite well. The F2 cars are great fun on their own, by the way, as well. Oh no, that's too deep. But these just feel so alive in comparison. There's just so much grip. They really do feel incredible. Looks like Cody's has done a great job. Oh no. No, it's going to slam on lap, isn't it? It's not. Or how we didn't get on the power. Not pole by... only by 6/10 in the end, which isn't too bad considering we made quite a big mistake in that last sector. Two Vers and Johan, you got some good pace, man. You've been practicing up to P4, that's not too bad. I can't remember, Johan, if you were quick before or not, to be honest. We raced each other a little bit, but can't recall. That was a good lap, regardless. You had a good pace in the last race. Oh, this aircon is so nice. Room started at 24 degrees. It is now... I can't see the display. 20 degrees, that's more like it. It's cooled down with 4 degrees in the last 15 minutes. So happy. Let's hope for a good race. Come on. This is, I've said it loads of times, this is what I don't like about online, is all the waiting. Just want to race. Johan right ahead of us, Team Verzen, who's in the stream. Well, I assume he is, he normally is. He was a little while ago. Okay. P4, P16, oh 16. Oh, slow reactions. Oh, panic then. Wow, we all just sort of slid in simply there. Bump drafting. Hoping there's no damage. Oh, there is damage. Why would you put that? It's better be visual only. Oh, sorry.
Be careful with the front wing. You've taken some minor damage.
Better be visual damage only. I hate when you put damage on online because you get people just dive bombing you and stuff. Like, I understand collisions. Collisions should always be on, but not damage. Unless it's a league race or some sort of serious race. It's like that, yes. Even I'm getting severely dirty air or damage is on. Oh no! Oh no! Oh no! Oh no! Oh no! Oh wow! Wow! As if that gap just opened up beautifully. Wow!
Caution, caution. Someone's come off ahead of you.
I'm not
There's
going
a
to pit.
yellow
It's not
flag
worth it.
ahead.
Pitting. It's probably up to half a second lap slower, but I always forget to check if damage is turned on when I join an online lobby. I feel like strict corner cutting isn't turned on, but damage is. Like, come on, that's backwards. Spun. That's one I wanted to beat. Oh, why would you switch damage on online? I hate it. So if you know for a moment someone's creaming to the back of me and I have to suffer the whole race with damage front wing. Just why? Who wants damage online? Oh, look, just no front grip. I'm going to give some self-justice and start being very generous with the track limits, I think.
Okay, entering lap 3 now. DRS has been enabled.
That's going to be a warning. It's not going to get me a warning, seriously? Yeah, that's what we're going to do. We're going to be very liberal with track limits here, just to negate the ridiculous lobby settings. In fact, we got taken out. I can never bother to change errors in these online races. Very loosely manage it. Weird lobby settings. Loose. Not strict is what I meant to say. Corner cutting, but damage. Weird. Oh, she's getting rich. So we can probably be quite liberal through here as well. Con with the track limits. Yes, we can. Is that going to give us a warning? No, it's still not. But we're probably still slower than we would be with a wing, by the way.
Gap to car in front is 6.2 seconds.
Ah, finally got a warning. Yeah, Marco, no worries. At me on that funny video, and I'll have a watch after this race. What a boring race this has been. At least if we didn't have damage, we could have at least try and make some progress, but this guy just had a bit of a moment, but he'll probably still be faster than us. We shall find out. He's going to have a much better front end than us because we've got damage. DRS, don't mind if I do.
This is your final lap of the race.
Trying to keep more or less from the... See, look, that was just purely damaged, that reason we ran wide there. We're in the same speed as him. Feel bad overtaking him now though, because I've been very liberal with track limits. Whoa. What are you doing, mate? What are you doing? You're an idiot. Just turning on me, hope for the best. He's going to ram me off now, guaranteed. Pretty much guaranteed. He probably thinks that's my fault. He just turned in hugely early. To be fair, he didn't. I thought he was going to... Oh, he still has. Hopefully he's got a penalty and we'll still get him. Oh, if we got that position by just booted around the outside. That guy didn't have a penalty, I don't think. What was that? That was silly, just turning in on us. Oh well. We'll do one more race. Hopefully we won't get any damage this time. What's this video, Marco? Just looking at it now. Ah, just Benny Hill. I thought that was going to be it. It's just a video of the Mercedes pit stop with the Benny Hill theme tune over it. I thought that when I watched it on mute, I thought I bet it's got that tune over it. Ah, do we even do one more? I said I wanted to finish at 6. No, I think we'll wrap the stream up there. I think we've all kind of calmed down a bit now after that insanity of whatever that race was. So yeah, thanks for watching the stream anyway, guys. We had some good chats about it. We had a good debrief. We all, I think we're all kind of okay. We'll have to find out about the Alfa Romeo results soon. Anyway, I thank you all for watching this stream. Bye bye.